blueprint for success from what other leaders have done. He gave the wrong info to a potential doTERRA customer and lost them. Hey, this is Lance McGowan with Essential Oils Me, and today I'm going to cover a text conversation that I had with one of my previous clients, as well as a phone conversation summary, because it's important to learn from these situations so that they don't happen to you, or so you kind of build more perspective and know what's going on in my life, because I like to cover real life topics as case studies, because there's always best practices and mistakes to avoid that we can extract from them. To give you some context, I met him originally a few years ago at a vendor booth event that I was the vendor with doTERRA. He became a customer. He was on LRP for, at least 2 or 3 years, and then got off of it when he moved to another location. And when people get off of LRP, it's typically because they aren't using the products or they don't see the benefit in them anymore. Even though I've been using the products since, November of 2013. It's because I've replaced all of the synthetic and toxic things in my home, and it's a replacement cost. It's not an additional cost. And I understand the benefits and uses properly and continue to refresh my knowledge on that and go through situations that affirm my belief system around choosing natural, safe, effective, and less expensive options. But other people don't, which is, this previous customer of mine. I periodically send texts to invite people to things, and I sent a text to him, and then he responded back with, "Hi Lance, I've been pretty good, and you? I will look at the dates and times and get back to you. How is your essential oil business going? I hope it is kicking butt." Oh yeah. And then he said, "Had a question for you. Even though we are not doing the LRP anymore, if we buy something off of the website, will you still get something for our purchase? We are running low on guard, so we might be getting some more for our diffusers within a month or so. I just wanted to make sure you get something for our purchases still." So that was considerate of him, and I appreciate people messaging and texting that. And then I responded back with, "That's great. I'm doing well, creating videos daily and doing more meetups and networking events too, and trying to do more one-on-one classes." But anyways, I said, "If you log into your account to make a one-time or LRP purchase, then I'll still get the credit. Do you still have that information?" So it's just reminding him, like similar to a Costco membership or Sam's Club, if your account goes inactive, you can reactivate it. And then that's a great way to stay in contact with the person that enrolled you, which is him and me, so that we can continue that relationship and so that I can still help him. So I didn't get a response back from him for a couple weeks. So I was assuming maybe he purchased something. I didn't check my back office. And then he sent another text about a couple weeks later, and he said, "Can you tell me where to find more info on being an advocate? It seems I need to be one to sign people up, question mark." All right, so when somebody's asking questions like that, they're definitely interested. So what I did was I just called him right away, because I was like, I didn't even send a text back. I was just like, all right, let's talk on the phone. We talked on the phone. We talked about what it takes to be a wellness advocate, the minimum, 100-point value order per month, and maintaining that in your cart. We talked about the difference between retail and wholesale a little bit. But it's best to do with a class, but he's, a lot of times people just want to learn the way they want to learn, which is in bits and pieces, and they can miss stuff, which is the key and the title of this video, because, he just kind of heard something and then took it out of context, because again, you're really meant to get training if you want to be a wellness advocate. And there is a handout for that. It's very clear and concise, but he didn't, he was just kind of like putting the feelers out there, not really, Anyways, the reason why he was asking is because he had a friend that wanted some oils, and he told them something that he shouldn't have. And this text that he's going to send next is a summary of what kind of happened. He says, "Hi Lance, thank you for your time today. After speaking with her, she thought that being a member would get her the wholesale pricing. It does. After I explained what it took to get wholesale discount, she decided to hold off for now." So what he told her was that in order to just be a regular wholesale customer, she needed to spend a 100-point value per month. He didn't remember that I said a wellness advocate needs to do that. But if you think about it this way, the wholesale member with doTERRA gets the discount, period. And then under that, there's a branch between a wholesale customer and a wellness advocate. A wellness advocate does the business part-time or full-time, and then a wholesale customer does not. They just get the products at a discount. A wellness advocate is everything that a wholesale customer is, but they're focused on sharing the oils and building a business over time. A wholesale customer is not focused on sharing the oils or the business. They're just wanting to get the oils at a discount. And so that is maybe, again, that is something that I go into more detail in my classes, but he just wanted, again, like little pieces and like, hey, how do I do it, you know, and didn't, the key to remember is I was talking about him, because he's the one that wanted to be a wellness advocate. He just talked about, hey, there's somebody that I want to share it with, but he didn't really like understand that concept that I just explained to you. Like, if you're a wholesale customer, there's no minimums. There's no minimums. You get 25% off retail, period. You can be a one-time customer, or you can order monthly or quarterly, and if you do monthly, the loyalty rewards program is the wisest thing. And there's a whole, again, I have a whole class on that. I've done tons of videos on that. I'm not going to cover that in this video, and that's the whole point I'm trying to make, is like, we need the proper training so we don't tell people the incorrect or inaccurate things and then they don't buy something because of that. But that's exactly what he did, and that was very frustrating for me, because I was like, dude, like, I have so much training on videos that we could do in, you know, online, because he's in a different state, but over the phone, like, we can go over PDF, and he's just kind of like, nah, and it's just like anyways, he finished his text with saying, so I have renewed my membership. So that is a good thing that came out of it for him, but again, it's that other person that he was sharing it with that's the issue. All right, and he says, and will order her stuff plus a few things I need. So we talked about that. Whenever you order for other people on your own account and then you sell it to them, you should sell it to them retail plus taxes, because they're not a member. You don't want to, like, you know, why, it's the whole saying, why buy the cow if you can get the milk for free, or you can get the milk for the same price that the cat, you know, the farmer's buying it for. And he says, this way I benefit by accruing some extra PV points. So he kind of was like, again, it's one of those situations where he just wanted to do his own thing, and I'm like, it's not really the way I would recommend, and it's not the communication style, and you definitely need more training. But if somebody doesn't want it, then this is going to be the result. People are going to get inaccurate, incomplete information, and they're going to get a solution that I don't fully agree with, if I'm just being honest. But anyways, I sent him a couple more resources, because I was like, look, you're going to at least have the information. So I sent him a text, and I said, here's the overview of her buying options. Very clear about that. If she uses my website, I'll still place her under you as the sponsor, but I'd be the enroller. So I gave him a link to my website, which is always in my description below anyway. And then I said, here's the videos on how LRP works. So I sent him why doTERRA LRP is the smartest way to buy. That's one of my videos. And then I sent him another one on phenomenal doTERRA loyalty reward program overview. And so that is information video format that I just was kind of like my last, like, Hail Mary pass of trying to add value, knowing that he still told her the incorrect thing, and that was frustrating for me, because it's like, you know, like, that's why I do training. Oh my goodness, this was such a frustrating experience for me. Anyways, he said, thank you, I will pass this stuff on to her. And I said, sounds good, and that was it. Whew. So what's the lessons learned? Well, if you want to become a doTERRA wholesale customer or a doTERRA wellness advocate, here is the process to make sure that you have the smoothest and most positive experience from my experience. It is first doing your research, right? Figure out the person, product, and company that you ultimately want to go with. Once you do, for me, what I offer to my clients is a free 15-minute wellness consult over the phone. That's kind of what we did. He was already a customer of mine, but I'm just kind of giving you the process. And then the second step is giving them a sample and/or a sample of essential oil based on what their health priorities are. The third step is to schedule a natural solutions class, which takes about an hour. There's a PDF. And then that goes over, you know, what options they have, retail, wholesale, kit-wise, to get started. And then I schedule a wellness lifestyle overview or a wellness consult to go over all the products that they purchase and how to maximize their membership. It's a separate PDF with the live guide. And then after that, we can go over the share guide, and then the build guide, the launch guide. You notice there's lots of steps. You may be like, dang, Lance, I just want to get started. I don't want to do all that. But here's the thing. By doing this, you'll have the knowledge to communicate properly to people to make sure you're giving accurate information, complete information, and the proper personalized support and education. Those are very important, because he basically didn't lose a customer, as he said. She just purchased through him, and she's probably going to buy it at his wholesale discount, which I don't recommend. And, you know, he's just doing a lot of things. I would call it more rogue. He's like a rogue sharer, if you want to call it that. And I'm just like, Look, there's a specific process, and it's set in place for a reason. Again, it's so we can help people in the most meaningful way. It's not Lance's way, all right? It's a way that makes sense. It's a way that is more following a franchise business model with all the tools and manuals and everything already developed. All you got to do is execute keyword properly and communicate in a way that follows what's already been done, which is a blueprint for success from what other leaders have done. Hopefully you got some value out of today's video. Again, it was frustrating for me. It's frustrating to reread those text messages and think about that conversation I had with him over the phone, but it happens. It's life. I have always learned, try to control the controllables, and I can't control other people's thoughts, words, actions, or their perceptions, so I just have to kind of let it go. But at the same time, I'm doing a video as a form of video therapy, and hopefully somebody pulls some type of best practice or mistake to avoid from it and goes from there. Well, if you liked today's video, make sure to give it a big ol' thumbs up, hit the subscribe button for future video updates, and most importantly, check out the links in the description below so you can continue to get your learn on, and I will see you in the next video.